Everyone, my name is T-Junkie and welcome back to part 9. In this tutorial what we're going to do is we're going to change our little damage script. When it hurts it's going to actually take away armour. If you have no armour it's going to then take away health, and then when your health is completely depleted it's going to kill you, and then it's going to switch to a death camera, and the death camera is going to have options like respawn and stuff like that, but for now we're just going to have a button just saying respawn. We'll have a back to main menu later and all sorts of stuff. So what we're going to do first, we need to create a camera, and then move it into the level. About that's fine. I'm going to rotate it, and then move it a bit. Yeah, seems good. So what I want to do is I'm going to disable the camera flag and give it a name. Death camera. Now what I want to do is I want to create a script. New C# script called death. Or player death script. And then open that up. And now I'm going to organise this the way I like. Then we're going to do a void on enable, and then at the top here we're also going to add the GUI skin. So public GUI skin, game skin, and down here we're going to create another one, void on GUI. And then in GUI we're going to do a GUI.skin equals game skin. This is just to add our skin onto the camera, so then we can have our stylized buttons and everything. And on the enable, what I want to do is want to create a messenger. So messenger dot add listener, and then in here we want to call it player died, and then we're going to say player died again. And down here public void player died. And here we're going to execute some code. For now what we're going to do is we're going to add get component camera dot enabled equals true, and then when this enables we also want a button, but I'll add a button in a second. Then what we want to do is we want to go to our player HUD script. Now in here what I want to do is find the adjust current health, and I want to do an if underscore current health is less than or equal to 0, player die. Actually I'm just going to call it, player died. Player died. Now this here, we're going to create a new function for this. But if we come down here, create a public void player died. And then here in the laser damage, we're doing if underscore current armor is less than or equal to 0, then we want to execute this code. Underscore, actually what we can do is we can copy this and call that current armor, and then I'll take this off, so I'm going to have 5 and then it's going to be 16. That way when the laser hits you take less armor damage than health damage, so the armor actually feels like it's doing something more than just taking away health or protecting you from your health. Now what I want to do is, in the player died, I want to add messenger dot broadcast, and then we want to say player died. So this will send out the message saying that the player's died for this script. And then underneath here we want to have cursor dot lock state equals cursor lock mode dot none. And underneath, cursor dot visible equals true. This is so it turns on the cursor, because at the moment we have a cross in the middle of the screen but you can't see the mouse cursor. When you die it'll activate the mouse cursor, so you can use the mouse cursor, which is what we're going to need for menus. Now underneath here we're going to have game object dot find, and then we'll have the name of our FPS controller, which at the moment, yeah, it's actually called FPS controller, which is easy. So we're going to call it FPS controller dot active equals false, and save that off. So what this is basically doing is this is disabling this piece of code here is disabling the controller that we have, completely disabling it. This is showing our cursor on the middle of the screen, and this is unlocking it so it's not in the center of the screen, you can actually move it around. And this here is sending a broadcast to our other script, which then turns this camera on. And the reason why it's in this order is we want to turn the other camera on, unlock the cursor, then we want to disable this player character. If you disable the player character first, none of this script will be executed, because the way programming works is the program will read from the top to the bottom, like you're reading a book, and what's first gets executed first, which is very handy to know when we come later on in the tutorials to program other things. This here says if the current armor is less than or equal to 0, it starts taking away the health. If it's not less than or equal to 0, however, with this else statement, it starts taking away the armor instead. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back into here. This def script we want to drag onto the camera, making sure this is unticked, and this game skin we've got here in our skin we want to put in here. Now if we click play, and see our armor's going down, which should be slower than our health. See, our health is going down much faster than our armor was. And when you die, there you go, camera straight away. You died. Now we've got this all set up. What we're going to do is we want to go into our def script, create another function. We're going to call it public void death camera layout. menu layout, more descriptive. Copy this, and in the onGUI function we put this in here, exactly like this. This way, only if I use GUI functions like GUI button, sliders, toggles, anything like that, in this function here, I need to make sure the function name is declared in the onGUI function, otherwise it won't display correctly. Down here we're just going to create an simple if statement, if. Now we want to create a GUI.button, which is a new rect, and we want it 10 from the left of the screen, 10 from the top of the screen, we want it 150 wide and 32 thick. And after this, we want to have what the button says on it, respawn. And after that, we want to have what our GUI skin labels called. What I mean by that is, in our game skin, in our custom styles, we actually created 3 before. This button normal is what I want is my button. So I want to call it button normal. Create this like this. And then what I want to do is we want it to restart the level. So what we want to do is here we want to have using statement, using system dot, actually no, it's not system, it's Unity engine dot, I believe it's called scene management, there you go. And in here we want to have scene manager dot load scene, and what your scene's called. Mine's called test level. This is respawning the test level. For now, on the other hand, if you want to use, because we want to reuse this for different levels as well, this name here I'm going to have it as a public statement. So I'm going to call it public string underscore current, not underscore, sorry, current level. And I'm going to copy this name here and I'm going to put it in here. That way we can type in here, whoops, in here what the current level is, so it switched to that. So if I click on the def camera, it should come up here, current level in a second. There you go, current level, test level. See my scene down here is called test level. You also need to click build settings in file, and you need to add it into the scene. If you've got the scene currently loaded up at the moment, just click add open scenes and it'll add it to here. Once you've added it, you can just close off. And we've got test level right here. So if I was to click play, so you can see it says respawn in the top right, top left, sorry. Now in here, I want to say if, as you copy this here, copy and paste it in there, I want to say equals false, equals false, then it execute the code down here. Now with that in here, save that, go to Unity, make sure you do have this added to build settings and click play. Go kill yourself quickly, and there we are. Click respawn. We've got a graphical glitch. Now if I save scene, save project, build settings, build and run, replace this, and window just for a test. I'm going to go kill myself, respawn, and see the lighting is not changed. I've been T Junkie, thank you for watching, I shall see you next time, bye bye.